Good evening and welcome inside Burlington Athletic Stadium for game number 10 of 2025 for the Burlington Sock Puppets. Burlington takes the field as owners of first place in the East Division. It's Andrew Steinhaus on the mound to get things going here in Game 3 of this three-game set against the Outerbots. Sock Puppets looking for a sweep, and they turn to the 6'4", 195-pound sophomore, the right-hander from Radford, who's making his second start. He was the opening day nod for manager Anthony Essien. He went 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, and 2 strikeouts. That was in a 3-2 win over the Bluefield Ridge Runners. We'll get you the lineup for the Danville Otterbots. Swinging it at the top of the order, it's lefty, righty, lefty, starting with the second baseman from Austin Peay, Mason Pangborn, the right fielder from Kansas State, Micah Dean, and the 6'2 sophomore from Oklahoma State, Alex Conover. Following him in the middle of the lineup, it's Garrett Scholl, Khalil Pratt, and Antonio Cordero. The catcher had a solo shot in Game 1 of this series, and rounding out the starting 9, it's Seth Smith, the shortstop, Amon Chandler, and Zach Altamura, the third baseman from New Mexico Junior College. It'll be right on left to get things going, and we'll set the field defensively as this game progresses. But after 30 minutes of a rain delay, the field is cleared and ready to go. Danville coming in at just 1-8 and looking to survive without a series sweep. It would be their first sweep of the season, and Burlington looking for its first sweep of 2025. The first 2 came at Danville. The last is here in front of the home crowd for the Sock Puppets. Final pitch has been thrown down, and we're set to go. Mason Pangborn, the second baseman, who is 0 for 6 so far this series, digs in the left side. We're set to go here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. It took us a second, but we're ready to rock and roll. Steinhaus grabs the bag, toes the left side of the rubber. Set at the belt, covers his face with the glove. Out of the windup, the first pitch. Swing and a miss, got him with the heater. 6:05 first pitch here in B-Town. It was originally scheduled for 5:30, but we're ready to go. Base is clear, no score. Top of the first. The 0-1 from Steinhaus. He turns and delivers. This is up and in. Ball and a strike. So catching Andrew Steinhaus is the rising freshman heading to Penn State. That's Avery Smith. He'll catch balls and strikes all evening long as the 1-1. Here it comes from Steinhaus. Is tapped foul into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Left to right in the infield, it's Dusty Vela, the third baseman from Winthrop. At shortstop, it's the utility man Dom Krapinski moving into the infield after starting the last couple of games in the outfield. Preston Youcher at second and Bromley Thornton at first. The 1-2 hit on the ground left side, fair ball by about 1.5 feet. It's in foul ground now. Zach Jackson fields it, fires in to cutoff man Krapinski, but a leadoff double for Mason Pangborn gets us started here in Game 3 of the series. Left to right in the outfield, it's Zach Jackson, who just had to field that leadoff double. In center field, it's Chance Jennings, who took a day off yesterday. Well, it was originally a scheduled day off, but came in and pinch hit late for the Sock Puppets. And Wade Shelley, who made his return yesterday after a brief injury stint. He plays right for Burlington today. In steps the right-handed right fielder, Micah Dean, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore from Kansas State. Out of the stretch, Steinhaus deals first pitch ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. This is a Burlington team that has thrived on its pitching. Leads the Appy League in earned run average, 3.69, as the 1-0 comes outside. 2 balls, no strikes. For these starters for the Sock Puppets, it's been 36 innings of work, and they've posted a 1.5 ERA. Something that manager Anthony Essien said is pretty special to have, as the 2-0 misses again outside. First base open, count moves to 3-0. The 3-0 count with a runner on second. No outs. Called strike at the knees. 3-1. The starting pitching for Burlington has thrown 15 walks in those 36 innings, and they've also struck out 36 batters, giving up just 6 earned runs all season. Here's the 3-1. Hit up the middle. Youcher fields on the backhand. He's across the second base bag, makes a leaping throw, and it's in time. That is a fantastic play from Preston Youcher, ranging across the infield, and that is a high-level play for a rising freshman. Just finished up his high school senior season, but couldn't tell defensively. There's one away, and Mason Pangborn did move to third base. In steps Alex Conover, the left fielder from Oklahoma State. He readies the bat over his left shoulder. Steinhaus back to the windup. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed. Counts 0-1. Conover 2 for 3 so far this series. He only played in game 1, at least offensively. He came in as a late game defensive substitution yesterday. The 0-1. Called strike. Dots that outer half. 0-2 to Conover, hitting .500 so far this season. This is a Danville offense that ranks near the bottom of the Appy League in most all statistical categories. 10th in the league in average, 10th in on-base percentage, as the 0-2 is lifted to left field. Foul ground. Jackson makes the play. Runner takes off, then retreats to third. So the right call by Jackson to make the grab in foul ground, and there's 2 away. In the top of the first, still no score. In steps the cleanup man, Garrett Scholl, doing the designated hitting tonight. In game 1 of this series, played first base, but getting the day off in the field for the Otterbots. Trying to pick up their second win of the season and avoid getting swept for the first time this year in a 3-game series. Right on left the matchup. Steinhaus trying to work around a leadoff double. Hit on the ground, high chopper, right side. Youcher gloves, goes to first. It's in time to retire the side. So a leadoff double off the bat of Mason Pangborn is all Danville gets. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on. That was at third base, just 90 feet away. On the other side, Burlington will take its first swings of the ball game. No score here in Saukville. Welcome back to Burlington Athletic Stadium. We're set to roll for the home half of the first inning. No score between the Otterbots and Sock Puppets. Taking the mound for Danville, it's the 6'2", 195-pound junior from Florida Southern. It's Brandon Jung, making his 3rd start of the season for Danville. He's gone 3 innings, 1 hit, allowed 1 run, no walks, and 4 punch-outs. We'll set the field defensively as this inning progresses, but first we'll introduce the Sock Puppets lineup. The top 3 hitters, Chance Jennings, Dom Krapinski, and Preston Youcher. That's righty, lefty, righty. In the middle of the order, Zach Jackson, Bromley Thornton, and DJ Merriweather. The DH hitting .455. Rounding out the lineup, it's the backstop Avery Smith, Dusty Villa, and the right fielder heading to Auburn in the fall, Wade Shelley. Right on right to start the bottom of the first. Sock Puppets trying to open this game scoring after a clean first inning from Andrew Steinhaus. Corners of the infield in. Jennings waiting to see the first pitch. And from the right side of the rubber, Jung goes home. Called strike, 0-1. A Burlington offense that leads the Appy League in average, comes in the top half in most all statistical categories, fourth in the league in on-base percentage, ranks second in slugging percentage, and is second in the league in runs per game. The 0-1 is cut on and missed. Jennings behind 0-2. Burlington averaging a little over 7 runs per matchup, and that's good for top 2 in the league. Bases clear, nobody out. The 0-2 from the windup off the right hand of Jung. Jennings takes, and it's ball 1. Jung made 12 appearances with the Mocs this spring, recorded a 3-2 record, posted a 6.2 ERA, and 40 2/3 innings of work. 1-2, nobody out, nobody on. Out of the windup, Jung turns and deals. Cut on and missed, and Jennings goes down on strikes for the first time today. That was something that the Sock Puppets certainly struggled with yesterday. They went down on strikes 14 times in Game 2, but that was not indicated in the score whatsoever. Burlington took that one 11-2. Game 1 of this 3-game set was much tighter. Sock Puppets took it by a score of 3-2. Bounced back with a much more resounding win yesterday. First pitch to the lefty swinging shortstop Dom Krapinski. It is lifted into the air, shallow left field. The shortstop Smith is back on it. He calls for it and makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down to start the bottom of the first for Brandon Jung. And a chance to start a 2-out rally comes with the righty swinging second baseman, Preston Youcher. Antonio Cordero is catching balls and strikes for Brandon Jung. At first base, it is Amon Chandler. Second base, Mason Pangborn. Shortstop, Seth Smith. The third baseman, Zach Altamira. First pitch to Youcher. Young takes a deep breath, kicks, fires. Goes breaking ball and misses beneath the bottom rail, ball 1. Left to right in the outfield, it's Alex Conover, Khalil Pratt, and Micah Dean. And that is the starting 9 defensively for the Danville Otterbots as the 1-0 comes in outside. Otterbots managed by Mickey Tedelon. Trying to get this Danville team back on track. 1-8 so far this season. 6 games out of first place, currently owned by the Sock Puppets. The 2-0 rides in on the back of Youcher, and he is smoked. Looking to rebound quickly, he takes off his elbow guard and jogs down the first base line. And Burlington has their first man aboard here in the bottom of the first. It comes with 2 outs, and Zach Jackson to come to the plate. Jackson, the 6'1 freshman from Duke, hitting .357 this summer, but struggling in this series against the Otterbots, hitting just 1 of 8, trying to turn that around here today. Another lefty in this Sock Puppets lineup, 1 of 4 today. And it is every other hitter for Burlington. The only 2 righties stacked back-to-back is the number 9 hitting Wade Shelley and the leadoff man Chance Jennings. First pitch to Jackson misses inside. He moves his body to avoid getting hit with that one, and the count's 1-0. Brandon Jung gave up 51 hits, 34 runs, only 28 were earned, 12 walks, and 21 strikeouts in 40 innings of efforts. The 1-0 with a runner on first and 2 away. Bottom of the first, the pitch. Misses inside at the knees. 2 balls, no strikes. Jackson hit 2 home runs the last time Burlington took the field at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Right on left here, out of the stretch. Jung Checks first, and it's in and out of the glove of Chandler, but it doesn't roll too far. So Youcher stays put on the first base bag. Danville in search of its first win on the road this season. They come in 0-5 away from Dan Daniel Memorial Park. And this is a Sock Puppets team that is 4-1 in front of its home crowd. The 2-0. Jung waits, goes home. Called strike right on that outer third. Jackson looks at it, counts 2-1. Jackson was 0 for 4 last night, picked up a double in game 1 against the Otterbots, but has been hitless since. Here's the 2-1. This is down and away. Jung tried to dot that outside corner, but counts now 3-1. Jung sets from the chest. Youcher on the move. Swung on, grounded over the first baseman's head. It's rolling down the right field line. Youcher gets the wave around third. He's coming in to score. It's still kicking around in the corner. Jackson gets the stop sign at third. And a 2-out RBI triple off the bat of Zach Jackson. And he thrives in front of the home crowd. It's 1-0 Sock Puppets in the bottom of the first. And that was perfectly placed. It was a high chopper, and it was hit hard, so it continued to roll over Chandler's head. And Micah Dean had a tough time getting a hand on it out there. It's 300 feet down the right field line. Jackson had a chance to turn for home, but they're going to give it to Bromley Thornton with an opportunity to keep this inning alive and bring in Zach Jackson. So after Preston Youcher gets hit by a pitch with 2 outs, Burlington capitalizes in the bottom of the first. Thornton, the 6'4" sophomore from UNC Wilmington. He's set to face the first pitch. And he gets a piece of it fouled into the screen. 0-1. Thornton has yet to take an at-bat in this series, but as the two-way utility man that he is, he picked up the save in game 1, went 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, and 3 strikeouts. Shut the door on an Otterbots comeback attempt. The 0-1 misses inside. Count levels 1 ball, 1 strike. Thornton playing first base, hitting 190 this season. Making his return in the Sock Puppets threads. With a ball and a strike and a runner on third. The pitch is hit on the ground right side on a hop. Pangborn Fields goes to first. It's in time to retire Thornton. So a 2-out rally gives Burlington its first run of the night. It's Sock Puppets 1, Otterbots 0. We're through 1 here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. 5-6-7 to swing it on the other side. Pratt, Cordero, and Smith. We're back for inning number 2 here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. It's Andrew Steinhaus who drew the start for the Sock Puppets, returns to the hill, set to face the lefty swinging center fielder from Kentucky, Khalil Pratt, hitting just 188 this summer, 0 for 4 against the Sock Puppets in this series. Right on left the matchup, defense playing him straight up. Steinhaus, the long windup, goes home, swing and a miss. Andrew Steinhaus, a 4-pitch mix, 2-seam fastball, a cutter, and his secondary pitches the slider and the changeup. No balls, 1 strike. Steinhaus goes to the cutter and misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pratt, the 6'5 freshman from Kentucky, did not play this spring with the Wildcats. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 2-seam fastball. Rode in at the belt, and Pratt swung through it. Burlington trying to pick up its 6th win in a row. The 1-2, Steinhaus steals. This is outside, 2-2. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the bases clear, nobody out. The pitch, cut on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Andrew Steinhaus. Leads things off here in the top of the 2nd. Bases clear, 1 down. Burlington leads it 1-0. In steps Antonio Cordero, the right-handed catcher from St. Bonaventure. He takes a first pitch strike on that inside edge. 0-1. Cordero hit a solo shot on night 1 of this series. That was back on Friday night, as the 0-1 is high chopper, and it is a foul ball. Vela fielded and threw across his body to first, and it was a throw that was on time and on target, but he had a foul ball, and now the count 0-2. So Cordero walks back to the batter's box, trying to battle back here in the count. The 0-2 with the bases clear. Right on right, the pitch. This is in the dirt, ball 1. Cordero, the 6-foot sophomore, hitting .294 this summer. Did not play yesterday. The 1-2, tapped foul. One and 2 the count. The pitch. Just misses inside. Steinhaus liked the spot. Didn't get it, though, from our home plate umpire, James Chestnut. Janias Johnson on the bases. Two balls, 2 strikes. Out of the windup. Hit on a rope, left side, and Vela makes a diving grab towards the hole. What a snag by Dusty Vela to prevent a base hit off the bat of Antonio Cordero, and it could have been extra bases. Snared out of the air. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 2nd. Sock Puppets struck first in the bottom of the 1st after an RBI triple from Zach Jackson. Steinhaus trying to stay in line for that win. First pitch, breaking ball called strike. Down to the bottom half of the zone, count 0-1. Steinhaus working back from an injury. Pitch is lifted out of play, hooking foul towards that left side. Steinhaus with a couple of pitches to play with here. He's ahead 0-2. Right on left the matchup here to the shortstop from Southern Mississippi. The pitch is lined out to the left field, down for a base hit. So Smith gets a 2-out single, his first hit of 2025, and in steps Amon Chandler. One of 2 high school seniors in this Otterbots lineup. Sock Puppets counter with 3 of their own. Plenty of young talent out here in the Appy League. Runner on first, 2 outs. Steinhaus from the stretch. First pitch fastball just misses outside. Chandler heading to Virginia Tech in the fall. Did not play in game 1. Was 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in last night's 11-2 loss to the Sock Puppets. Here's the 1-0. It's cut on and missed. And a ball and a strike now, the count. Steinhaus set to deal his 30th pitch. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Can't catch up to the cutter. He's behind 0-2. Chandler, 5'11", 190-pounder, hitting .214 so far this summer. In Game 10 of this summer, here's the 1-2 out of the stretch. Swing and a miss. Steinhaus starts the frame with a swinging K and ends the frame with a swinging K. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, 1 runner left on base. Burlington set to come to the plate in the bottom of the second, looking to pad its 1-0 lead. DJ Merriweather, Avery Smith, and Dusty Vella, the minimum in the home half of the second. On the other side, this is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball.
All right, Sock Puppets, you're excited to be at the ballpark today. I need to hear you make some noise. Hey, I got a couple of groups that I want to shout out. So one group that we have here, they've been hanging out in the dugout, eating pizza, eating hot dogs. We got the SLS Dirt Devils. Where you at, girls? Let me hear you make some noise. And up in right field, we got our friends at Board Rock Drills. You guys excited to be here? Let me hear you make some noise. Hey, last but not least, out on the concourse, we got our friends from Waller Sports Center. They got that cool little Papa Shot basketball thing. I challenge any and everybody to the Papa Shot. You will not beat me because I am the greatest of all time. But outside of all of that, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun today. I'm having fun. It feels like the party's just getting started. We're so glad that you're here. Enjoy the rest of the time.
Hey, visit the Penny Great Christmas and Game Penny Great.
Welcome back to Burlington Athletic Stadium. We're set for the bottom of the second between the Sock Puppets and the Otterbots. It's Burlington with a 1-0 lead, trying to pad that here, starting with the 5th hitting designated hitter, DJ Merriweather. Hitting .455 this summer, he digs into the left side. Brandon Jung returns to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Out of the windup, first pitch. Merriweather takes high, it's ball 1. Merriweather has swung a hot bat as of late, was 2 for 4 last night, and 1 for 2 with a couple of walks in game 1 of the series. 2 completely contrasting results as the 1-0 misses up and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Both games went in favor of the Sock Puppets, but in the opener of the 3-game set, it was a 3-2 win where Burlington had to fend off a late surge from Danville, and then game 2, Sock Puppets dominated from start to finish. It was 11-2. The 2-0 hit on the ground right side, gloved by the second baseman Pangborn. He transfers to first. It's in plenty of time to retire the leadoff man Merriweather. One up, one down. In steps Avery Smith, who is the opposite of Merriweather at the plate right now. 2 for 10 so far in the series. He was 1 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts yesterday. Manager Anthony Essien continues to trust his backstop, and he has been very good defensively. He takes a first pitch breaking ball at the knees, strike 1. Bottom of the second, Burlington with a 1-0 lead. Right on right, the matchup. It's Jung the junior versus Smith, the rising freshman. The 0-1. Another called strike. Smith saw a breaking ball, tail right into that inner third. He's behind 0-2. 6'2", 215 pounds from East Greenville, Pennsylvania. He calls time, steps out, and receives a couple of signs down the third base line from his third base coach, Rob Selna. The base is clear, 1 out, bottom of the second. Set at the letters, out of the windup. Just misses downstairs. Smith loaded up, but a good take there in a 2-strike count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dusty Vela is on deck, the lefty swinging third baseman. One of 4 left-handed hitters in this lineup. The 1-2 is tapped foul. Lands in a puddle down that left field warning track. We went into a 30-minute delay, but due to some great work from our tarp crew, kept the field dry enough to play. The 1-2, another one grounded foul in a similar spot down that left side. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is clear for Smith, taking his first hacks of the day. Puppets with a 1-0 lead. Jung kicks and deals. Hit up the middle. Pingborn slides to his right, fields it, and goes to first and beats Smith by a step and a half. So a couple of 4-3 putouts to start things here in the bottom of the second. Burlington now set to bring Dusty Vela, the 5'10 junior from Winthrop. Was 0 for 3 in night 1, but bounced back with a base knock yesterday. But trying to limit the swing and miss stuff. Was punched out 3 times in that 11-2 win for Burlington. Taps the plate once, collects himself in that left side. Jung from the letters, kicks, deals. First pitch is foul tipped into the mitt of Cordero, and the count's 0-1. Manager Anthony Essien knows that strikeouts were a problem yesterday, but feels like this is a team that has shown over the course of its first 9 games that last night was more of an anomaly than anything else. The 0-1. Called strike, paints that outside edge. 0-2 with the bases clear. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Jump. Set. Turns and delivers. Hit on the ground this time to the left side. The shortstop Smith fields. It's over to first. It's in time. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field for the Outerbots, and nobody left on for the Sock Puppets. It's 9-1-2 due up in the top of the third, and Andrew Steinhaus is back to work on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets baseball. Welcome back. Adam Hipsky here for the top of the third. Burlington with a 1-0 lead in search of a 3-game series sweep over the Danville Otterbots. It's 9-1-2 set to come to the dish in this top of the third, starting with the righty swinging third baseman, the 6'2 high school senior, Zach Altamira. He collects himself outside of the batter's box. He's set to face Andrew Steinhaus for the first time today. The 6'4 righty who drew the start. He kicks and delivers a first pitch slider in the dirt, ball 1. Altamira hitting 107 so far this summer. He was 0 for 3 last night in game 2. Sock Puppets took that one 11-2. The 1-0. Cutter misses inside at the belt. Burlington starters have been phenomenal this season in 36 innings of work, have allowed just 6 earned runs. The 2-0 misses inside, 3 balls, no strikes now. Steinhaus has allowed a couple of hits, a leadoff double to Mason Pangborn, who is on deck, and a 2-out single to Seth Smith. Here's the 3-0 with the bases clear. Two-seam fastball, called strike right down the middle. Steinhaus covers the glove and goes home, and it's swung on and missed. Count runs full. Steinhaus has battled back after being behind 3-0. Now the count has run full. Out of the windup, the payoff is hit on the ground left side, past a diving Vela, rolling down the left field line into the corner. That's extra bases. Altamira takes a turn for a second, and he's in with a leadoff double. So the number 9 hitter gets things going here in the top of the third. Sock Puppets still leading 1-0. Vela, who made a fantastic play in the second inning, snared one off a line drive from Antonio Cordero, but that one he stood no chance. So the lineup card turns over to Mason Pangborn, who is 1 for 1 with a double. Came in today 0 for 6 in the series. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Hector Noriega starting to loosen up down the left field line for the Sock Puppets. Steinhaus making his first start since June 5th. He got the opening day nod for manager Anthony Essien as the 1-0. Slider misses in at the knees. 2 balls, no strikes. No real concern for Essien and company on Steinhaus' ability to go deep into this game. It was an ankle injury for the right-hander from Radford. The 2-0. Another slider, and this one misses beneath the bottom rail. 3 balls, no strikes. This was the same spot he got himself into in that first at-bat of the inning, and Altamira sent it down the left field line for a leadoff double. 3 balls, no strikes. Right on left the matchup, the pitch. Two-seam fastball, and it's a called strike. Moves the count to 3-1, still a hitter's advantage to the leadoff second baseman. Danville 10th in the league in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. Not a strong offensive team. Here's the 3-1. Hit on the ground left side. Krapinski charges, and it's off his chest for a fielding error. So Altamira takes off and advances to third, and Pangborn is aboard, courtesy of the error. Burlington's first miscue of the day defensively, and now the Otterbots have runners on the corners and nobody out. In steps Micah Dean, grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. It was a heck of a play from Preston Youcher. Runners on the corners, middle infield, in double play depth. The first pitch is fouled straight back. No balls, 1 strike. Youcher had to range all the way across the second base bag and made the throw across his body to retire Dean. The 0-1 pitch, runner on the move to second, hit and run placed, and it's down for a base hit in front of the left fielder Jackson. Altamira is in to score. Pangborn over to second, and Danville has squared things up in the top of the third, just the 7th earned run allowed all season from a sock puppet starting pitcher. So Danville, who is trying to avoid losing its 3rd in a row, strikes back. Dean's 2nd RBI of the season. And the Otterbots still have runners on 1st and 2nd. It's now Alex Conover time. 0 for 1 with a fly out to the left fielder in foul territory. Andrew Steinhaus trying to work around some traffic and keep it in tie ball game. First pitch. This is inside. 2-seam fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Conover 5 of 11 this season. The 1-0, called strike. Conover not a fan of the call, but it paints that inside corner. A ball and a strike with nobody out. Tied 1-1, top of the 3rd. Sock Puppets going for the sweep. Danville trying to avoid its 3rd straight loss. Here's the 1-1. High chopper to the pitcher Steinhaus, who gloves, underhand flips to first. It's in time, but both runners advance 90 feet. It's Dean over to 2nd, and Pangborn now just 90 feet away. He's on 3rd. 1 out. A chance for a sacrifice fly to bring in the go-ahead run. It's Garrett Scholl who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Otterbots rank 9th out of 10 teams in this league in runs per game. They total just over 4 tallies. First pitch. Scholl takes. Strike 1. Scholl, the switch-hitting DH from Oklahoma State. 6'1" freshman taking some hacks from the left-handed side. Facing the righty, Steinhaus. The 0-1 pitch is popped up and into the netting. Smith, the backstop, gave it a look and let it go. It's strike 2, Steinhaus. That 4-pitch mix, 2-seam fastball, cutter, slider, and changeup. We'll see what he dials up here with 1 away. First base open. Pangborn on 3rd, he reached on an error. Dean is on 2nd, he singled. The 0-2 pitch is smoked deep into the air, right field. Shelley's back, and it 1 hops off the wall. 1 run is in, and the wave around 3rd. The throw comes in to the shortstop Krapinski. The relay not in time, and an RBI double from Garrett Scholl gives the Sock Puppets its first deficit of the game. Dean and Pangborn come across the plate. It's Otterbots 3, Sock Puppets 1 in the top of the 3rd. Not a pitch you want to give up there if you're Andrew Steinhaus. Was ahead in the count and gave Scholl a pitch to hit, and he got all of it. In steps the lefty swinging center fielder Khalil Pratt, trying to keep the line moving with just 1 out. Out of the stretch, first pitch, cutter misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0, first base open. Pratt takes, called strike. 1-1 the count. Sock Puppets back in action tomorrow. Actually, with the day off tomorrow, and then they begin a 2-game set with the Axemen. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Pratt behind 0-2. Monday, a league-wide off day. So all 10 teams will take the day off before beginning 6 games in 6 days. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steinhaus takes a peek around his left shoulder to check on the runner. That's Scholl, who is not being held on. Right on left the matchup. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back. Count remains 1-2, one away. Altamira led things off with a double. Micah Dean brought him in with an RBI single, and Garrett Scholl kept it moving with a 2 RBI double. The count now 1-2. Pratt lofts it into deep right field. Shelley back towards the gap and tries to dive for it and can't make the grab. Fires into Youcher, who has to make a throw to the plate, and that throw is on time and on target to retire Scholl, who tried to score off of second, but he didn't get a good enough jump because Shelley, although didn't make the catch, at least made a legit attempt at it and had made some ground. So Scholl got a late jump, an aggressive send by Mickey Tettleton, and there are now 2 outs and a runner on second, Khalil Pratt. Antonio Cordero, this will be the 7th hitter that Danville sends to the plate. It's still 3-1, top of the 3rd. Otterbots have tallied all 3 of their runs in this frame. First pitch is driven into right center field towards the gap, and it one hops off the wall. Pratt's in to score easily. Cordero chugs into second with another double, and that is the 4th 2-bagger of this inning for Andrew Steinhaus. That one gives Danville a 4-1 lead. Plenty of extra bases that the Otterbots are taking advantage of. Now the first pitch to the shortstop, Seth Smith. 1-for-1 with a single in the second. Out of the stretch, first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Steinhaus trying to hold this lead at just 3. Needs one more out to get out of the inning, but with a runner in scoring position. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Steinhaus works ahead in the count. 0-2. Danville has already recorded 7 hits. A polar opposite outing from Game 1 of the season and Andrew Steinhaus' first start. The pitch he takes, it's called strike, 1-2. Cordero, the lone base runner, he's on second with a double. First base open. The 1-2 on the way from Steinhaus. Lifts his leg, goes home. It's punched into left field. Jackson makes a dive, and Jackson makes the catch. A nice job preventing another RBI for Danville. So the Otterbots tack on 4, and they take a 3-run lead into the bottom of the 3rd. Sock Puppets try to respond. 9-1-2, Shelley, Jennings, and Krapinski to swing it on the other side. Bottom of the third, Burlington trying to respond after Danville tallied 4 in the top of the third, and they'll have to do it against a new pitcher. Brandon Jung's day is done. We'll get you his final line, but enters the 6'4", 200-pound righty from Bryant and Stratton Junior College. It's Clayton Cooksey. We could see a battle of a couple of Bryant and Stratton products. Hector Noriega got loose in the pen earlier. Andrew Steinhaus' day could be done. He's thrown 60 pitches already. Although 42 of them have been strikes, he exits potentially with a 4-1 deficit. In steps the right-handed right fielder Wade Shelley. The first pitch in the right-on-right matchup is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Shelley made his return yesterday after a brief injury stint. The 0-1 is tapped foul. Shelley was 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. So definitely looked to be fully healthy after suffering that elbow injury. The 0-2 is popped up out of play, right side. Sock Puppets 7-2 this season. Otterbots 1-8. Burlington going for its 5th win in a row as the pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shelley hitting 9th in the lineup today. He takes outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is clear, bottom of the third. 2-2 is lifted out of play. Count remains square, 2-2. Cooksey in his first batter of the game. Comes set, goes to the 3/4 arm slot and misses outside. Count runs full. Shelley trying to get Burlington back into this game, trailing by 3. The pitch misses outside, a leadoff walk to Wade Shelley. So Brandon Jung goes 2 innings, gives up just 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, no walk, and 1 strikeout. Shelley, the leadoff man aboard for Burlington. The lineup card turns over. It's now Chance Jennings' turn to try and move Shelley around the base paths. Right on right the matchup. Cooksey to deal out of the stretch for the first time today. Shelley a modest lead off the bag, being held on by Chandler. Cooksey a quick look at second. Now goes home. First pitch misses downstairs. One and out. Shelley shuffles off the bag at first. The 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Two 2-0 the count, right on right the matchup. The lefty Dom Krupinski on deck. The 2-0 is laced up the middle, down for a base hit. On a couple of rolls, Pratt Fields throws into first. And 2-on, nobody out. So not an ideal start for Clayton Cooksey. And he'll be receiving a mound visit from his pitching coach, Steve Gomez. So we'll take a quick break. Shelley on second. He walked. Jennings on first. He singled. Mound visit breaks, and Clayton Cooksey tries to work around a little bit of traffic. He's set to fire to the lefty swinging shortstop Dom Krapinski with 2 on and nobody out, looking to protect this 4-1 lead that Danville has built. Middle infield in double play depth, trying to turn 2 and record the first couple of outs of the inning. Right on left the matchup, the first lefty that Cooksey faces, he turns and fires, misses down and in. 1-0 to Krapinski, who popped out to the shortstop his first time up. The 1-0 pitch. This is beneath the bottom rail. 2 balls, no strikes. Krapinski hitting 3 for 10 so far this series. He was 2 for 5 with a grand slam yesterday. It was his first home run of the season. Trying to add on to that RBI total, and he swings through the 2-0. 2-1 the count. Cooksey about to fire his 15th pitch. The 2-1. Krapinski takes. It's a called strike on that inside edge, and now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Shelley on second. He walked. Jennings on first. He singled. Right on left the matchup. Krapinski. The 2-2. Hit on the ground right side. Foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cooksey gets a new ball. Trying to hang on to this 3-run lead. Only playing 7 innings. That's an Appy League rule here on Sundays. The 2-2. This is up and away. Count runs full to Krapinski. First Sunday game of 2025. Payoff pitch here to the shortstop, Krapinski. Cooksey set above the belt. Goes home. Krapinski grounds it on the right side, and Chandler fields it, goes to first. It's in time to retire Krapinski, but Jennings moves to second, and Shelley over to third. Chandler took a look at second, seeing if he had the time to turn 2, but Jennings, being about as plus of a runner as you can have on the base paths, decided to just take the out, and now with 1 away, in steps Preston Youcher. Right on right the matchup. A base hit here will trim the deficit. Call and strike, outside edge. 0-1. First base open. Pitch is hit on the ground left side. Shelley comes home. He scores. The play to first is in time. So Youcher drives in a run. It trims the lead to 4-2. And Jennings over to third. Jackson tries to keep things alive in the bottom of the third. Right on left the matchup here to Zach Jackson. First pitch with 2 away. He takes, it's outside, ball 1. The 1-0. He takes inside at the knees. Jennings off the bag in foul territory at third. He's the lone base runner. The 2-0 is popped up left side, curling towards the netting, and Altamira had a play, but It falls beneath his glove and into the dirt. Strike one. Two balls, one strike. Two one with two away. Jackson calls for time and steps out. The 2-1. Jackson takes, and it's ball three. Jackson an RBI triple, his first time up. The 3-1, and fouled straight back. Three-one with first base open. Cooksey gets set, delivers. Hit on the ground right side, foul ball. And that is a break for Clayton Cooksey and the Danville Otterbots, because that was almost certainly extra bases, and Sock Puppets would have trimmed it to a one-run game. Three balls, two strikes. Two away, bottom of the third. The pitch. Jackson takes, it's inside, ball four. Second free pass off the right hand of Cooksey, and that puts runners on the corners. Now it's Bromley Thornton, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman. Struggling at the dish as of late, hitting just 190 this summer for Burlington. In his second year with the Sock Puppets. Right on right, the matchup. 2 on, 2 away. Bottom of the third. Danville leads 4-2. First pitch is tripled foul. Burlington going for the 3-game sweep. And in search of its third win in a row. Jackson takes off. The pitch, called strike, and without a throw. Jackson probably could have been turned into a pickle there, but with a runner on third, Danville had no concerns. But now it's an 0-2 count with two in scoring position. Base hit could tie things up. The 0-2 pitch, cut on and miss, strike three. So Sock Puppets strand a couple in scoring position. And in Cooksey's first inning out of the pen, he avoids total damage, but Sock Puppets tally one. It's 4-2. We're through 3 here in Sockville.
It shouldn't be stressful to celebrate life's big moments. And that is where Wade Jewelers is there to help you out. Located in Dixonville, Wade's is your high-quality local jeweler there to assist you for any occasion. Looks like Rafael Evers is over to assist the San Francisco Giants because, yes, he just got traded there. That's not that. That worked.
Andrew Steinhaus Day is done for Burlington. Drew the start and exits with a 4-2 deficit. It's Hector Noriega time for the Sock Puppets. And we'll get you Steinhaus' line in just a moment. But right now, it's the 6'1", 180-pound right-hander from Panama, the freshman from Bryant and Stratton Junior College. He's set to face the 8-9-1 hitters for Danville. And Noriega making his second appearance. He has yet to allow a run, allow just one hit, one walk, and one strikeout. Looking for a clean inning to try and stabilize this Sock Puppets pitching staff, which entered today first in the league in ERA. Right on left the matchup here to the first baseman, Eamon Chandler, who stands tall in that left side. First pitch out of the windup. Fastball, that was a called strike. And that was humming off the right hand of Noriega. 4-pitch mix, fastball, cutter, slider, and changeup. The 0-1, he goes slider and misses outside. 1-1 the count. Steinhaus gets his second start, goes 3 innings, allows 7 hits, 4 runs, only 2 were earned. The 1-1 misses outside. 2-1 the count. No walks for Andrew Steinhaus, the right-hander from Radford, and struck out 2 hitters. Through 60 pitches, 42 were strikes, induced 4 groundouts and 1 flyout. His season ERA now 3.86. The 2-1 at the knees, called strike. Count levels 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only 7 innings here on this Sunday showdown. Burlington trying to win its 6th in a row. Danville trying to stop the bleeding. They're just 1-8 in 2025. The 2-2 cut on and missed. Drop third strike, but Chandler has no interest in running it out. Just immediately heads towards that first base dugout. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of punch outs, and you can't ask for a much better start if you're Hector Noriega. 1 up, 1 down. Top of the 4th, Burlington with a 4-2 deficit. Base is still clear. In steps the third baseman, Zach Altamira. The pitch, cut on and miss. Slider in the dirt, but Altamira chases it. 1 for 1 with a double in the 3rd inning. Returning to the dish for the 2nd consecutive inning. Here's the 0-1. Called strike at the belt. 0-2. All 4 of the Outerbots runs were tallied in the top of the 3rd inning. They sent 7 hitters to the plate. Now the 0-2 is lined left side. Jackson's in and he makes the play heading towards the gap. Had to range to his left and take a few steps in, but an excellent jump from the left fielder from Duke, and the first 2 batters are retired in the top of the 4th. Jackson has rotated around the outfield, getting his first start in left for the Sock Puppets. Played center field a night ago and right field in Game 1 of the Danville series. First pitch to the leadoff man, Mason Pangborn, is taken outside, 1-0. The 1-0 with the bases clear. 2 outs. Pitch misses outside, fastball. 2-0 the count. Noriega, first call out of the pen for Burlington. With an off day tomorrow, Anthony Essien willing to exhaust all of his options. The 2-0. Fastball misses at the letters. 3-0 now. With the bases clear. 2 away, top of the 4th. Noriega out of the windup. Fastball called strike, outer 3rd. Three balls, 1 strike. Noriega loses the ball as he starts to come home. started to lose his footing, and it dropped out of his right hand. So now retoes the rubber. Comes set at the letters. Holds it away from his chest. Goes home with the 3-1, and it's punched to the opposite side to the third baseman, Vela, who gloves, goes to first. And it's in plenty of time. 3 up, 3 down for Hector Noriega in his first inning out of the pen. Burlington trying to climb its way back into this one. They take a 4-2 deficit into the home half of the fourth. Merriweather, Smith, and Vela due up for the Sock Puppets.
Well, we got a little Dairy Alliance Dad Hat Challenge. Okay, so we got Mickey wave your hand here. All right, so in one of these buckets, we have a dad hat. Okay, so our characters, they're gonna move around and they're gonna try to trick Monty and whatever bucket that Monty picks. If the hat is in there, he wins a free hat. All right. So when I say go, you characters are gonna move around. We're gonna try to trick Monty and figure out what hat is the bucket. All right, let's go. There we go. This is what you do when you don't have a video board. You just resort to ingenuity and fun. All right, let's go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, what bucket do you guys think that the hat is in? What bucket? Which one's your? If you're choosing, get the free hat. You got 1, 2, or 3? I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even sure right now. Mickey, what bucket do you choose for the free hat? He picks number 2. Is he right? He is. The pride of West Virginia. Give it up for Monty. He gets a free dad hat.
Two schools, I was unsure of what to choose. I chose C, but now I know the two socks one. And fans, make sure to stick around for posting catch on the field.
Danville takes a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the fourth, and Clayton Cooksey's day is done. He goes just 1 inning as the first call out of the pen for the Otterbots, but now it's Aaron Lewis time to try and maintain this 2-run Otterbots advantage. Lewis, the 6'2", 170-pound right-hander from Austin P. Originally a Kansas City native. And Jeter Poyetto digs in as a pinch hitter. DJ Merriweather's day is done as the designated hitter. He was 0 for 1 with just a ground out to the second baseman, and it's now time for Jeter Poyetto. With the bases clear, trying to start the Sock Puppets surge back into this one. First pitch. He takes, called strike. So Clayton Cooksey's day is done. He goes 1 inning, allows 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. 2 walks and 1 strikeout. His season ERA now 30 flat. The 0-1 popped up out of play. Poyetto behind, 0-2. So Aaron Lewis has a 2.25 ERA this season. Has appeared in 3 games, 4 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. Here's the 0-2. Poyetto punches it out to the right side. The right fielder, Dean, is over towards the line and makes the play into the sun. And leadoff man retired, the pinch hitter, Poyetto. And now it's Avery Smith time to try and kickstart this Burlington offense. Lewis, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Has allowed an opposing batting average of .250. Right on right the matchup. First pitch. Smith takes. It paints that inside corner. Called strike. Smith 0 for 1 today with a ground out to the second baseman. Smith hitting 167. Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground on a couple of hops to the third baseman, Altamira. He goes to first. It's in time. So a couple of ground outs start the day for Avery Smith, and Burlington still trails 4-2. Just 7 innings, so running out of time. But as manager Anthony Essien always talks about, the game's not over until the final out is made. It's usually the 27th out, but today it'll be the 21st out, but he's seen plenty of signs of fight from his Sock Puppets team so far in 2025. Doesn't expect anything different today. Bases cleared, 2 away. Bottom of the 4th. It's now the lefty swinging third baseman, Dusty Vela. Out of the windup, first pitch. This is downstairs. Vela grounded out to the shortstop in the second inning. Wade Shelley on deck. He walked and scored his last time up. The 1-0. Vela takes, called strike at the knees. Clayton Cooksey threw 30 pitches in that one inning out of the pen. 17 were strikes. Pounding the zone is not a problem that Aaron Lewis is having right now. The 1-1 does miss outside. That was Lewis's 8th pitch. 6 have been strikes so far, so just the second ball of his first inning of work. Trying to face the minimum here. The 2-1. Breaking ball dives at the feet. Count 3-1. Vela had 3 strikeouts a night ago. That was in an 11-2 win for Burlington over Danville. Now the 3-1 count with the bases clear. Out of the windup. Vela lines it right side over the head of Pingborn and into right field for a base hit. So a 2-out knock from Dusty Vela keeps things alive here in the bottom of the 4th. Danville still leading 4-2. All 4 runs came in the top of the 3rd inning. Now right on right the matchup. Brandon Jung drew the start for Danville, went 2 innings, allowed 1 run. Clayton Cooksey went 1 inning and allowed 1 run. Here's Aaron Lewis in his first inning. Out of the stretch. First pitch, slider on that inner half, called strike. Looked like it was coming in at the belt of Shelley, but tailed right into the zone. A nice pitch. Count 0-1. Vela being held on by Chandler at first, and now the check over is in time, and Vela is picked off to end the inning. So a 2-out single from Dusty Vela is erased, and an excellent job on the pick by Aaron Lewis. He pitches a clean frame and faces the minimum in the bottom of the 4th. We're through 4 here in Sackville. 2-3-4 to swing it for Danville. Into the 5th here at Sackville. Danville trying to salvage 1 in this 3-game series. Burlington in search of the sweep, but they've got to do it with their backs against the wall. It's the Outerbots with a 4-2 lead. Hector Noriega, all business, towing the left side of the rubber. He's back to work for his second inning in relief. First pitch to the right-handed Micah Dean out of the windup. He squares to bunt and fouls it towards that first base dugout. Strike 1. Dean 1 for 2. Had an RBI single his last time up. Facing an 0-1 count with the bases clear. Noriega lifts his leg, goes home. Fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dean, the 6-foot sophomore from Kansas State. The 1-1 pitch out of the windup. Cut on and miss. Noriega goes off speed. He's ahead 1-2. Defense playing him straight up. Dean hitting .250 this summer. The 1-2 pitch. This is in the dirt outside. Count is squared, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dean was 1 for 3 with a strikeout yesterday. Did not play in game 1. The opener of this 3-game set, Burlington took it 3-2. That was in Danville. And Sock Puppets controlled yesterday's matchup, also in Danville, 11-2. The 2-2 pitch just misses inside. Count runs full to the leadoff man, Micah Dean. Three balls, 2 strikes, with the bases clear and nobody out. Top of the 5th. Danville leading 4-2. Noriega kicks and fires, misses inside, and a leadoff walk to Dean. He takes a trot down the first base line. Happy Father's Day here in Saukville. We thank you for joining us. Adam Hipsky here as Burlington is in search of its 6th consecutive win. Trying to stay hot, but they're down by 2. The lefty swinging left fielder, Alex Conover, steps in with a runner on first. Noriega out of the stretch, runner on the move, pitch outside. Smith down to second, throw off target, and a stolen bag from Dean. Has a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Smith has been a plus defender for the Sock Puppets so far this season. Has retired plenty of stolen base attempts. Dean now a perfect 4 for 4 in the swiped bag category. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball on that outer edge, called strike. Conover 0 for 2 today, with a fly out and a ground out. It was a dribbler to the pitcher his last time up. Tate Jones loosening down the line for Burlington. The 1-1 pitch is hit on the line, left field. Jackson with the jump. Jackson makes the play. It was quick acceleration from the left fielder, Jackson, and he makes the grab across his body for the second out of the inning, or for the first out, rather. So 1 away, and now Garrett Scholl, who had a 2 RBI double his last time up, has another chance to drive one in. Noriega trying to work around a leadoff walk and a stolen base. Dean certainly a threat to take third. First pitch, Scholl swings and misses. Count 0-1. Scholl 1 for 2 prior to that 2 RBI double. He had a ground out to the second baseman to end the first inning. Danville looking for its first win on the road. They're 0-5 away from Dan Daniel Memorial Park. The 0-1 misses outside. Scholl was 0 for 1 yesterday. He came in to pinch hit. Was 1 for 3 in game 1 of the series. Here's the 1-1 offering. Breaking ball misses in at the knees. Two balls and 1 strike with a runner on second. That's Dean. He walked and stole. The 2-1 after Noriega checks on second. He double checks. Hit on the ground right side. Youcher smothers it. Throws on to first. It's in time. Dean moves over to third. So with 2 outs here in this 5th inning, It's now Khalil Pratt with an opportunity to try and drive in Micah Dean. Pratt had a double his last time out, struck out swinging in the second. Right on left the matchup, Noriega trying to stay unblemished in the run department this season. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Tate Jones continuing to throw for Burlington. The 0-1. This is outside. Ball and a strike, 2 away. Noriega staring into the sun here on this Sunday night clash. The 1-1 pitch is foul tipped in between the legs of Smith. It rolls to the backstop and Pratt's behind 1-2. One, two, just misses downstairs. Count levels 2-2. Two and two, Dean on third. He walked. 2 away, top of the 5th. Danville leading 4-2. Noriega turns and Pratt calls time, and it's actually a pitch clock violation. So Noriega was into his windup, but lost it there. So that's ball 3. Noriega now with a full count. Has to execute that payoff pitch. From the windup, goes home, and it is flied into the air, right field. Shelley camps under it, makes the one-handed squeeze for the 3rd out of the inning. Noriega works around a leadoff walk and strands him on 3rd. Burlington tries to take that momentum into the home half of the 5th. 9-1-2 to swing it for the Sock Puppets.
Yeah, the Carolina Panthers need all three of them on defense, to be honest with you. But this inning was brought to you by Great Clips. Online check-in, you get in fast, and leave with the haircut you love. Download the app to check in and all branding to help us bring to this long segment to Great Clips. Not sponsors, not the servants, it's not us.
We return for the bottom of the 5th. Burlington with a 4-2 deficit, sending its 9-1-2 hitters to the plate, and it starts with the right fielder Wade Shelley, who is taking his second hacks from the right side, but he has yet to record an at-bat. He walked and scored in the second, trying to start the fight back into it for the Sock Puppets, looking for their 6th win in a row. He'll face Tom Wilkie, who is the next arm out of the pen for the Otterbots, Aaron Lewis's day is done. Just one inning of work. We'll get you his final line momentarily. First pitch to Shelley, misses downstairs, ball one. So Aaron Lewis enters and goes one inning, allows one hit. The only Danville pitcher to not allow a run today. No walks, no strikeouts, lowers his season ERA to 1.8 as the 1-0 misses outside to Shelley. 2-0 the count. Both Danville and Burlington with a day off tomorrow. Sock Puppets begin a 2-game set with the Axemen starting on Tuesday. That's right here, first pitch at 7 o'clock. Hope you can come out and join us. The 2-0 called strike on the outer third. Tate Jones getting warm for Burlington. If that was the end of Hector Noriega's day, another fine outing for the right-hander from Panama. 2-1 misses down and away. Count moves to 3-1. Shelley drew a walk his first time up. Chance to do it again. Was 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles yesterday. In his first game back after taking a week off due to a right elbow injury. The 3-1 misses inside. And it might have clipped him, but it doesn't matter. And it did clip him. So that does not go down as a walk, but instead a hit by pitch and leadoff man aboard. Shelley led off the third inning and reached, and now leads off the fifth inning. And he's greeted with a high five from his first base coach, Torrey Pettiford. Chandler holding on Shelley. Lineup card turns over. It's now Chance Jennings, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Tom Wilkie trying to settle down. The lanky left-hander from St. Bonaventure. 6'4", 180 pounds. Shelley off the bag at first. Wilkie takes a long stare, lifts his leg, goes home. First pitch misses down and away. Jennings 2 for 7 so far this series for a Burlington team that ranks first in the Appy League in batting average. 1-0 the count. And check on first. Shelley's in with a head-first dive. Count still 1-0. Middle infield, a few steps towards the bag, trying to turn 2. The 1-0 offering is lined right side into the netting. Count now a ball and a strike. Shelley continuing to shuffle off the bag. Tom Krapinski is on deck. The 1-1 pitch to the sophomore from Winthrop is lofted high into the air, right field. Dean's back, Dean's in. Dean's to his right, and he makes the play for out number 1. Jennings now 1 for 3 today, and Dom Krapinski, who's 0 for 2 after launching a grand slam, his first home run of the season yesterday. Steps in the left side. First left-on-left matchup for the southpaw Tom Wilkie. 4-2, Danville leads, top of the 5th. Wilkie set at the letters, staring into the sun. Double check second, turns, goes home, misses inside with a slider. 1-0 the count. Danville 0-5 this season on the road. Burlington 4-1 in front of the home crowd. Sock Puppets currently in first place of the East with a 7-2 record. It's the best record in all of the Appy League. The 1-0 rides in and plunks Krapinski on the right shoulder. He tosses his bat, flicks off his elbow guard, and there are 2 on and just 1 away. And we'll have a mound visit from the Otterbots pitching coach, Mickey Tettleton. So with 2 on and a 2-run deficit, the Otterbots want to talk things over and we'll get you all squared away. Burlington opened up the scoring in the bottom of the first, which is not something that has been too common for this Sock Puppets offense. Despite being second in the league in runs per game, they're not usually a team that strikes early. and continues to typically wear down pitchers. But instead, today, that wasn't the case. And after an RBI triple from Zach Jackson, Burlington took a 1-0 lead all the way into the top of the third. And the Otterbots, who smoked 4 doubles in that top of the third, they scored 4 runs in that frame. That was to give the Otterbots their first lead of the series, and they were up 4-1. And Sock Puppets countered with 1 run in the bottom of the third, an RBI sacrifice ground out off the bat of Preston Youcher, who is now digging in. 4-2 the score, 2 on, 1 away. Wilkie looks at second, runners on the move. Youcher takes, it's a called strike. The throw to third, not in time. Shelley in with a feet-first slide. And a couple of steals there put on by the Sock Puppets, and that's 2 in scoring position now for Burlington. The throw just a little high from Antonio Cordero. Now the defense plays the right-hander straight up. The 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1-1 the count. Danville 6 games back of first place. Coming into game 3 of this series with a 1-8 record. The 1-1. This is outside. Youcher takes, and it's 2-1. Last time up, Youcher with that RBI ground out. His first time up, he was hit by a pitch and came around to score. That was against the starter, Brandon Jung. The 1 run allowed on his line. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Youcher lifts it right side, hooking foul. It's out of play. Count levels 2 balls and 2 strikes to Youcher. Second baseman, stocky build, 5'11", 200 pounds, heading to Penn State in the fall. Wilkie turns to second, lifts his leg, deals home, misses outside with the fastball, count runs full. Wilkie, the 4th arm out of the pen for the Otterbots. Brandon Jung got the start, allowed 1 run. Clayton Cooksey came in after him, also surrendered 1 run. Aaron Lewis, the only one with a clean frame. The 3-2 is outside. Youcher draws a base on balls, and the Sock Puppets have the bases loaded with just 1 away, still trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Zach Jackson's turn to try and change this ball game with a swing of the bat, hitting 400 so far. He homered twice his last time here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Takes a long, deep breath to compose himself outside of the left side. Bases loaded. 1 out. Wilkie, the reliever, turns, fires, and misses way inside, and Jackson got out of the way. But if he would have stayed in there, that would have almost certainly hit him and brought in a run. But the count is 1-0. Shelley on third, he walked. Krapinski on second, he was hit by a pitch. Youcher on first, he also walked. Here's the 1-0. Jackson takes upstairs, ball 2. The left fielder had an RBI triple in the first inning and walked in the third inning. Excellent response from his 0-for-4 night yesterday in Danville. It was an 11-2 Burlington win. Otterbots in front now, though. The 2-0. Fastball misses downstairs. Now a 3-0 count with the bases loaded. Bromley Thornton is on deck. He's 0-for-2. Left on left the matchup. Wilkie struggling to command the zone. 19 pitches, just 5 strikes so far. Comes set at the brim, goes home and misses outside. 4-pitch walk to Zach Jackson, and Shelley comes in to score. So 1-for-1 night for Jackson and a couple of walks. Burlington makes it just a 1-run ball game, and now Mickey Tettleton wants to go back to the pen. It'll be the 5th arm for Danville, and they enter with a bases-loaded jam and just 1 away. On the other side, we'll get you all of the necessary information to proceed. It's Burlington with a 1-run deficit right here on the home of the Sock Puppets. Bases loaded, bottom of the fifth for the Burlington offense in a 4-3 game. The Sock Puppets trail, but Justin Ritz enters the 6'2", 195-pounder from Coppin State, trying to work out of this jam and prevent any further damage. Just one away, it's Bromley Thornton's turn to step in the right side. Zach Jackson's on first. He walked Youcher over to second. He also was awarded a base on balls, and Dom Krapinski was hit in the right elbow to be awarded a free base. So certainly a far from ideal day for Tom Wilkie, and he gives way to Ritz. First pitch in the right-on-right matchup from the belt. Sidearm delivery misses outside, ball one. Thornton 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. It was a swinging K his last time up. That was in the third inning. Still just one out. 4-3 Danville lead. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2-0. This is the sixth batter that Burlington has sent to the plate this inning, trying to win their sixth in a row. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball dots the outer third. Called strike, 2-1. Thornton, the Chick-fil-A batter of the game. If he records a double, some lucky fans go home with a Chick-fil-A gift card. It could change the game, the 2-1. He takes, and it's in the zone. Breaking ball at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeter Pueto on deck. 0 for 1 with a pinch hit. 2-2, misses outside. Count runs full to Bromley Thornton. This is a Sock Puppets team that struck out 14 times a night ago. Trying to command the zone today. It was a point of emphasis from manager Anthony Essien. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit on the ground left side. A chance to turn 2. Altamiro to second for 1. The relay to second. It's in time, and the Sock Puppets do not capitalize on a bases loaded, 1 out situation. So no hits, 1 run, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We're through 5. It's Danville 4, Burlington 3. Burlington with a 4-3 deficit in Game 3 of this three-game set against Danville. Tate Jones enters for the first time today, relieving Hector Noriega, who was the first call out of the pen. Right on right to start things to the catcher Antonio Cordero. Jones making his third appearance this season for the Sock Puppets, and he has been great for Burlington. Cordero, though, 1 for 2. His last time up was a double. A dangerous bat. The catcher from St. Bonaventure digs in, taps the plate a couple of times. Shuffles his feet. He's ready to deal. First pitch. Fastball misses in at the feet. So Tate Jones has given up 6 hits, 4 runs in 4 innings of work. Right now the 0-1. Hit on the ground left side. Foul ball. The count now 1-1. The base is clear, top of the 6th. Out of the windup, it's popped up, center field. Jennings is there, walking towards the right center field gap, makes the play for out number 1. Seth Smith steps in, 1 for 2 with a single and a line out. First pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Smith, the shortstop from Southern Mississippi. 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith was 0 for 4 yesterday in his debut with Danville. Collected his first hit earlier today in the 2nd inning. And he lashes out at the 1-1 and turns it foul, or fair actually, down the first base line. And I don't think Burlington knew that right away, but they make a late play on the ball. Shelley finally gets to it, throws into second, but it's not in time. 1-out double from Seth Smith, who now has a couple of hits for the Otterbots today. That was a close play right over the base. Thornton certainly thought it was foul at first, and Shelley had a long way to go. Holden Craig starting to throw for the Burlington bullpen. But right now the first pitch to Eamon Chandler. Right on left the matchup, and Jones turns off the mound and checks on second. Chandler 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. Jones set below the letters, kicks, deals. First pitch, cut on and missed. 0-1. So Hector Noriega's day is done. He goes 2 innings, does not allow a hit. His only blemish from being perfect was 1 walk, but he worked around it, stranded him on third. As the 0-1 is hit on the ground right side, past Yelcher and into right field. The throw from Shelley to the plate is on a hop and not in time. So an RBI single from Eamon Chandler scores Seth Smith, and Danville extends its lead 5-3 in the top of the 6th. Right on right the matchup now to the number 9 hitting Zach Altamira. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. So Otterbots trying to salvage 1 in this 3-game set. Lost by 9 yesterday, took a 1-run defeat on Friday. The 0-1 pitch, fastball called strike right there on that outside corner. Tate Jones 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and a changeup. Right now has a 0-2 count on the third baseman, Altamira. The 0-2. Goes changeup, misses inside. ball, 2 strikes now. Altamira 1 for 2, doubled and scored in the third, flew out to the left fielder in the fourth. The 1-2 pitch with 1 away out of the stretch. Half swing, did he go around? No, he didn't. Count now level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out, in the top of the 6th. The pitch just misses downstairs. Count runs full now to the third baseman. Set above the belt, winds and fires, and it's lifted right side, fair foul territory and out of play. Smith gave chase, but he'll have to do it again at 3-2. Three-two with a runner on first, 1 away. The pitch, swing and a miss. Jones gets his first strikeout of the night. It gives us 2 away in the top of the 6th. And the leadoff man, Mason Pangborn, coming to the dish. Right on left the matchup. Pangborn doubled in the first, reached on an error, and scored in the third, and grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. 1 on, 2 away. The pitch, cut on and missed. Nice changeup from Jones, and a back pick to first is in time to retire Chandler. So Smith continues to be stellar defensively. We'll see if that sparks the Burlington offense. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Poyeto, Smith, and Vela to swing it for the Puppets. It's Sunday night in Saukville, which means just 7 innings to play between the Otterbots and the Sock Puppets, which also means it's crunch time for the Burlington Bats. With a 5-3 deficit, it's Jeter Poyeto, the right-hander from Bethune-Cookman, to lead things off against Justin Ritz, who came in and induced an inning-ending double play. Right on right the matchup, out of the windup. First pitch from the sidearm is inside, ball 1. Bromley Thornton grounded into a double play with a full count to strand the bases loaded. And now the count 1-0 to Poyeto. Ritz, the 5th arm out of the pen. The 1-0 popped up right side. Foul ground, curling into the stands, and it bounces off the bleachers for strike 1. Avery Smith, who just made a fantastic play defensively to end the top of the 6th on a back pick to first. is on deck, hoping to step in the right side with a runner on. Right on right, the matchup, Poyetto. 1-1, hit on the ground, left side, fair ball past the third baseman Altamira. Poyetto around second, it's all the way into the corner. Poyetto takes the turn around second to the cutoff man. The throw is not in time. So Jeter Poyetto cruising around the bases, starting to labor around second, but he's in with a feet first slide. Smith's relay not in time. So that's how we start the bottom of the sixth, and Avery Smith with no outs tries to bring in Poyetto. Dusty Vela on deck. Danville still with that 5-3 lead, but Burlington trying to climb itself back into this one. An arm loosening for Danville and an arm loosening for Burlington. It's Jason Johnson for the Sock Puppets, and it's Aaron Lewis. Check that, it's Andrew Evans for the Outerbots. Right on right, the matchup. It'll be back to the windup for Ritz, who kicks, deals. First pitch, misses inside, ball one. Poyetto placed that one perfectly down the left field line. And now the count 1-0. Right on right, the matchup, the pitch. Smith lifts it foul, out of play. One ball, one strike. No outs, runner on third. It's Poyetto who had the leadoff triple, and Smith calls for time. The catcher 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. One to second, one to third. With no outs, a chance to cut this deficit in half. It's 2 now, and a runner just 90 feet away. Here's the 1-1 offering. Smith lines it down the left field line. Fair ball. Poyetto jogs in. Smith takes a turn off the first base bag and retreats. An RBI single. Sock Puppets cut the deficit in half. It's 5-4 in the bottom of the sixth. So that is a great start for the Burlington Bats. Still no outs. Dusty Vela hitting eighth. Steps in 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Right on left, the matchup. The third baseman from Winthrop rocks the bat over his left shoulder. And Ritz takes throw to first. Smith in safely. So both Craig and Johnson loosening for Burlington. Seems like Johnson's starting to throw a little bit harder than Craig. First pitch misses inside, and Smith got caught off the bag with a feet first slide. He is still out. So a back pick from Cordero, and that's a lot of momentum erased from Burlington. So Smith, who cut down a runner on the back pick to end the sixth inning, now tasting a little bit of his own medicine, and the count's now 0-1 to Dusty Vela with the bases clear and 1 away. That's just a killer for Sock Puppets. Find out how they respond right now. The 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One is laced down the right field line and foul. Vela just a little bit ahead of the fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The base is clear for the third baseman. 5'10 junior, hitting 161 this summer. The 1-2. This is outside. Change up. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count, 1 away. Vela on a hop over to second off the chest of Pangborn, who fields quickly, goes to first. It's not in time. So Pangborn had to rush that throw. It was a high chopper that he probably could have gloved off the rip, but instead he let it fall. and tried to spin it to first, but it wasn't in time. So that was an excellent hustle play from Vela. He's now 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Excellent bounce back after a 1 for 5 day yesterday, and we're going to have a mound visit. It's the pitching coach, Steve Gomez, so that usually indicates no pitching change, but nonetheless, we're going to step aside. 1 on, 1 away. Burlington trails 5-4, and it's Wade Shelley to come to the plate after this short break. Welcome back, bottom of the 6th. 1 on, 1 away. Right on right the matchup. It's Dusty Vela at first, Wade Shelley in the right side. Ritz checks first over his left shoulder, nods off 1 pitch, now goes home. Called strike locates that inside corner. 0-1. Ritz, the 5th pitcher for Danville today. Trying to just pick up 1 in this 3-game series. Pitch outside. Count 1-1. Cordero took a pump fake down to first as Vela was dancing off the bag. Just picked off Avery Smith. Could be 2 on, nobody out, but a miscue on the base paths. The 1-1, and instead a check on first. No tag. Vela's in safely. Count 1-1. Right on right the matchup. Pitch. Misses downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's Holden Craig and Jason Johnson, a pair of right-handers, throwing for Burlington. Right now, the count 2-1. Shelley trying to keep the line moving. Vela being held on at first. Here's the 2-1. Shelley taps it foul, straight back. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shelley walked in the 3rd inning and was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Came all the way around to score on that first trip to the plate. 6 foot, 205-pound high school senior. And the check on first, not in time. Shelley took a week off, now 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. That was yesterday, and an 11-2 win. Rain starting to drizzle here in Burlington. And the 2-2 pitch forthcoming to Shelley. Vela on the move, pitch inside, ball 3, and the throw down is not in time. It was a little bit off the bag towards first base, and Pangborn tried to apply the tag, but it wasn't in time. Count runs full to Wade Shelley, who is yet to record an at-bat today, but has reached base both times. First base now open, Vela in scoring position. A base hit could tie things here in the bottom of the 6th. We're just playing 7, the 3-2. Shelley takes, and it's called strike 3, and Shelley does not agree with that one. Goes down looking, and now the 2nd out of the inning. And the first one that was recorded at the plate. That's Ritz's first punch out of the day. And now Chance Jennings, who has been extraordinarily clutch for the Sock Puppets in timely situations, has delivered. Can't think of one much more timely than this. 1 on in scoring position, 2 away, bottom of the 6th. Danville just needs 4 more outs. The pitch is outside. His slider tails away from Jennings, and the count 1-0. Vela singled and stole second. He's the lone base runner. Plenty of speed. The 1-0 offering. Jennings lashes out at it and punches it foul down the right field line. Right on right, the matchup. Ritz was fantastic in his first inning out of the pen. Entered with a bases loaded jam and just 1 out, and induced an inning-ending double play off the bat of Bromley Thornton. Here's the 1-1 with 2 away. Jennings punches it foul again. Now the count 1-2. Jennings has to battle now in a 2-strike count. Dom Krapinski on deck. Craig, the lone arm, warming for Burlington now. Jason Johnson has sat. Right on right. In a 2-strike count, Ritz takes a look at second from the belt. Goes home. Jennings, high chopper, middle of the infield. Smith over to field it. The play to first. It's in time. So the bats were threatening, and Burlington musters 1 run, but it's not enough to tie things up. Into the final inning of play here in Burlington. On the other side, it's the top of the order, due up for the Otterbots. To the top of the 7th. We're only playing 7 tonight. It's an Appy League rule on Sundays. It'll just be 7-inning games. So it's do or die time for Burlington. And Tate Jones returns to the hill for his 2nd inning of work. He threw 16 pitches, 11 were strikes. He's facing the top of the Otterbots order, starting with the leadoff man, the second baseman, Mason Pangborn, who is 1 for 3 with a double. Out of the windup, first pitch from Jones. Fastball called, strike at the knees. Burlington answered Danville's score in the top of the 6th with one of their own in the bottom of the 6th, as the 0-1 is popped out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Jones working quickly on the mound, receives a new ball. He's set to deal. From the belt, the windup. Hit on the ground, right side. Youcher charges, gloves, goes to first. It's in time for the first out of the inning. Leadoff man retired. Danville trying to pick up its first win on the road this season. Now the right-handed right fielder, Micah Dean, who's 1 for 2. Hit an RBI single in the 3rd. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Campo now the lone arm loosening for Burlington. 1-0 is lifted right side and out of play. One and one the count, 1 away. The base is clear, top of the 7th. Danville has tallied 5 runs on 9 hits. The 1-1, cut on and missed. Jones to a 2-strike count. He has flooded the zone out of the pen for Burlington today. The 3rd arm for the sock puppets being used. Andrew Steinhaus got the start. Hector Noriega came in relief, and now Tate Jones trying to hold this at just a 1-run deficit. Here's the 1-2. Just misses down and away. Trying to dot that outside corner at the knees, but just misses. The 2-2 pitch is on a couple of hops, left side. The shortstop Krapinski fields it and has to throw across his body, but just too tough of a play, and Dean beats it out. So an infield single from Micah Dean, just well placed there on the left side. And now Alex Conover, who's 0 for 3, but hitting third. He came into the matchup hitting .500 with a .615 on-base percentage. Runner on first, 1 away. From the belt, Jones deals out of the stretch and misses downstairs. One ball, no strikes. Right on left the matchup. Conover, the left fielder from Oklahoma State. 1-0. Slider misses inside. Counts 2 balls, no strikes. Burlington will have one more chance to try and continue this game. Push it into extra innings. It would be the first time Burlington will go to extra innings. 2-0, runner on the move. Pitch inside, the throw down, not in time. So the count's now 3-0 and a runner on second. The count. Conover 2 for 3 in game 1 of this series, but has not been a threat today. But a single can give Danville some insurance. The 3-0. He takes. It's called strike. Three and 1 the count, 1 away. Top of the 7th, Danville leading at 5-4. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball misses down and in. 5-pitch walk, 2 on, just 1 out, and the top of the 7th. Now Garrett Scholl steps in, who had a 2 RBI double back in the 3rd, but a couple of ground outs to the second baseman bookend. That RBI double that could end up being the difference. With 2 on and 1 away, Jones kicks and deals. First pitch fastball misses inside, 1-0. Nobody loosening for Danville. You got to expect it's Justin Ritz to try and close the door in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0 is grounded foul. One and 1 the count, 1 away. Dean on second, he singled. Conover on first, he walked. Jones, the 1-1 on the way. And that one is rocketed down the right field line and foul. Off the roof of the structure that is placed past the foul line. And that one was absolutely rocketed off the bat of Garrett Scholl, but it's strike 2. With 2 on and 1 away. Jones, the pitch, and that one is yanked into the right center field gap, and it's down for extra bases. 2 hops the wall, 1 run is in, and they'll get the stop sign at third. So Conover goes corner to corner. Dean's around to score, and Danville gets some insurance. It's 6-4 in the top of the 7th. So 2 on in scoring position, and Jones having to decompress after that. First pitch here to Khalil Pratt, who's 1 for 3 with a double. Burlington just trying to prevent any further damage and take a 2-run deficit into the 7th inning. First pitch, breaking ball at the knees, called strike. Infield is drawn in. Feet are on the infield grass. Trying to keep it just a 2-run game. 0-1 the count to Pratt. Set above the belt, Jones winds and fires, and that one is lifted into left field. Jackson's back, makes the catch. Conover on the move, he tags, throw comes into Krapinski. He swallows it there, and Danville leads it 7-4. So Jones, who has not had the outing that he would like, still has one more out to get, but it's the number 6 hitting catcher, Antonio Cordero. Lined out to the third baseman in the 2nd inning, doubled in the 3rd, and had a fly out in the 6th. And first pitch is hit on the ground left side. Krapinski fields, goes to first, and he beats Cordero by 2 steps. So Danville gets 2 in the top of the 7th, and Burlington has to respond if they want to keep this 5-game winning streak alive. It's 2-3-4 due up for Burlington. Tyler Davis into the game to try and close things out for Danville. We've reached the bottom of the 7th, and the Sock Puppets' 5-game winning streak is holding on by a thread. It's the Otterbots in front, 7-4. 2-3-4 set to swing it for Burlington, starting with the shortstop Dom Krapinski. Preston Youcher on deck, and Zach Jackson will follow. So Tyler Davis enters for Danville, a 6-foot, 190-pound sophomore from Spartanburg Methodist. He comes in for the first time this series looking to retire the Sock Puppets and pick up their first win on the road in 2025. Right on left the matchup to start things here in the bottom of the 7th. Base is clear. From the belt, Davis winds and fires. First pitch, and it hits Dom Krapinski, who was hit by a pitch his last time to the plate. That was in the 5th inning. And the leadoff man is aboard just 1 pitch in, and Krapinski is definitely a bit shaken up, holding on to that right hand. He's in a crouch now. And at this juncture in the game, the Sock Puppets can always go to a pinch runner because Burlington will not play in the field defensively for the remainder of this game, despite if it goes to extra innings or not. Anthony Essien in this Appy League Appalachian, the tiebreaker in that extra frame if we get there. Sock Puppets always like to take offense. Start with a runner on first. Sudden death. And Krapinski is still shaken up. Anthony Essien and Tori Pettiford are out, along with the athletic trainer, Alexis Brogdon. So, one pitch and an errant one at that for Tyler Davis, who's now firing some more warm-up pitches. We'll see who could potentially come in to run. It looks like it could be Sam Lau, who's stretching outside of the dugout. He is available, getting the day off from catching. Caden Combs is inactive. Another possibility, Orlando Fernandez. So Krapinski's going to walk it off and head down the first base line. So it did hit his hand, so shouldn't hinder his running. But Preston Youcher steps in. Burlington still trailing 7-4. Right on right the matchup. Rally caps on in that Burlington third base dugout. One on, nobody out. First pitch to Youcher. Swings and foul tips into the glove of Cordero for strike one. Youcher was hit by a pitch in the first, had an RBI ground out in the third, and walked his last time up in the fifth. Nothing in one the count. Krapinski off the bag, and the pitch outside, 1-1. Youcher was 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs yesterday. Did not play in game one of this series. Burlington going for the sweep. Here's the 1-1. This is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Sock Puppets won game one in a close game. That was 4-3 on Friday night. Responded with a dominant win, 11-2. The 2-1 is foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Cordero, who seems to also be a bit shaken up. And the count now levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. A crucial at-bat for Preston Youcher, the 5'11", 200-pound rising freshman. Heading to Penn State. He'll join Avery Smith, but the two teaming up now with the Sock Puppets for this summer. Nobody out, 1 on. Krapinski's on first. He was hit by a pitch. After a check on second, or check on first rather, Davis goes home and misses inside. Count runs full to Youcher. Pivotal pitch forthcoming. The second baseman rocks the bat over his right shoulder. Set at the belt. Davis deals and pops it up right side of the infield. The first baseman Chandler is there, and he gives way to Pangborn, who makes the catch over his shoulder for the first out of the inning. So 1 out and 1 on, and Zach Jackson, who has yet to be retired today, steps in the left side. Had an RBI triple in the first to get the scoring started for Burlington, and then back-to-back walks drawn in the third and the fifth inning. Sets things up. He had 2 home runs back on Thursday night here. That was in a win over the River Riders. Right on left the matchup, Davis from the belt, deals, and fires a first pitch strike. Down and in, but finds the zone. Bromley Thornton, who is 0 for 3, is on deck. Grounded into a double play his last time up. The 0-1 to Jackson after a long pause. The delivery is cut on and missed. Swung underneath the fastball. And now the count 0-2. Jackson Takes a step out, now digs back in. Krapinski, a small lead off first. The 0-2 is tapped foul, and Krapinski returns to first, and Jackson stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes the count to Jackson. 1 away, bottom of the 7th. He calls time and steps out. Jackson hitting .400 this summer. Just 1 for 1 today. Nothing into the count. Right on left, the pitch. Another one fouled straight back into the screen. And Krapinski continues to take a few steps back to first base. This is the 6th pitcher of the game for Danville. No balls, 2 strikes. Set from the belt. After a shake, a nod, and he goes home. A check swing. It was in the dirt, and he didn't go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson, after a couple of foul balls, stays alive here and now faces a 1-2 count. Krapinski bobbling off of first. 1-2. This is high. Back-to-back balls off the right hand of Davis, and now Jackson faces a 2-2 count. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Jackson stared at it on the outer edge. And now there's 2 away, just 1 on in the bottom of the 7th. Bromley Thornton is the Burlington last resort. The sophomore from UNC Wilmington. Sock Puppets trying to prevent losing the last of this 3-game series. They're going to need some 2-out heroics to pick up the sweep. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. Burlington struck first in the bottom of the 1st, but since then it's been all Danville. Sock Puppets have not led since the start of the 3rd. The 1-0 offering. This is outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Thornton. Merriweather is on deck, or check that, it's Poyetto. Merriweather started the game as the designated hitter, and Jeter Poyetto came in and is now 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the 2-0 to Thornton, who swings and lifts it foul, right side, into the parking lot. 2 on the count. Thornton takes a practice swing, and Davis receives a new ball. Krapinski still on first. He was hit by a pitch. 2 away, bottom of the 7th. The pitch swung on and missed. It was in the dirt, and Thornton chased. 2-2. Burlington down to its final strike. The 2-2 offering. This is downstairs. Thornton takes. Count runs full with 2 away. Krapinski on the move. Chandler backs off. Payoff forthcoming, bottom of the 7th. Danville with a 7-4 lead. Davis kicks and deals. Hit on the ground to left side. Smith on a couple of hops. Field, strong arm to first. It's dug out of the dirt, and it's in time to retire the side. Danville takes game 3 of this 3-game set. They salvage 1 after Burlington takes the first 2, and the Otterbots get their first win on the road in 2025. Burlington totals 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Danville counters with 7 runs on 11 hit and 1 error. Day off tomorrow, but we return Tuesday night. First pitch at 7 o'clock. We'll hit the airwaves at 6:55 for Game 1 of a 2-game set for the Axemen. For Adam Hipsky, this has been a production of Sock Puppets Baseball. We thank you for joining us. Happy Father's Day, and we will talk to you from Burlington Athletic Stadium